Get your diet culture bingo cards ready, folks. Hey everyone, I'm Abbey Sharp. Welcome to Abby's Kitchen. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at former Playboy bunny, Holly Madison. But first, let me tell you about my sponsor, Built Bar. It is snack time in my house, and I am super excited because today I've got a brand new box of Puff Built Bars. Birthday cake flavor. I mean, everything is more fun when it's birthday cake flavor. I can hear the sprinkles. Oh yeah. Let's get in there. It's like a unicorn. Guys, the white chocolate just hits different. They're honestly like a marshmallow had a party and then like fell into a chocolate pool, and somehow what came out was a bar with 16 grams of protein. And if you really want to make your day, pair this with some oatmeal or fruit for breakfast, or put it on top of some ice cream, and that's a party. So if you want to try out these Built Bars yourself, check out the link in my description and use my promo code AbbeySharp15 to get 15% off of your order. And you can pause the screen or look at the description to check out my disclaimer, including a trigger warning to those with current or previous experiences with disordered eating. As always, please feel free to skip this video if it's not supportive to your journey. And if you are not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. So much fun content there as well. Don't forget about it. Okay, raise your hands in the comments if you used to watch The Girls Next Door. I mean, if that wasn't a sign of how toxic the 2000s were, I don't know what is. But Holly's back, and she's on YouTube, and she's doing What I Eat in a Day content. So obviously, your girl had to respond. Let's do it.
Just went out and picked a lemon for lemon water because it's good to drink a glass of lemon water every morning. It's alkalizing, it's good for you, got a little bit of vitamin C.
I am gonna age myself 10 years and get wrinkles no amount of Botox can fix just from repeating myself so many times. Folks, lemon water does provide a bit of vitamin C, around 12% of the recommended intake from the juice of half of a lemon, but nothing, I repeat, nothing we eat or drink can alkalinize your blood or change your body pH. The pH of our blood is very tightly regulated. Period, exclamation point, the end. The popular wellness culture concept is somewhat grounded in the fact that lemon is technically an acidic food, but it creates alkaline byproducts once it's metabolized in the body. But that just means that it creates alkaline pee, not alkaline blood, and not an alkaline body. It changes our literal waste product because we don't need it otherwise. So if you like the flavor of lemon water, great, drink up, but it's not a magic morning tonic.
So it's January, I'm recovering from like a really bad December eating wise. I was a mess, I'm like perma bloated from it. Anyway, so I'm starting my day with a green smoothie.
I can totally understand that it can be challenging to navigate the post-holiday food guilt, especially if you struggle with your relationship with food and are bombarded with diet culture messaging to start fresh in January. But if your annual pattern looks like overeating at the holiday festivities, then restricting hard in January, you are bound to be back to the chaotic eating by Valentine's Day. So if Holly's integrating smoothies into her day as a way to add in some extra nutrition and help get her digestion back to a good place, then I think that's great. Smoothies can be a super nutrient-dense meal or snack, and if you suffer from bloating, they may help you get in some of your vegetables with less discomfort because the blender essentially kind of pre-digests some of those fibers. But emotional denial and punishment will only keep you on the binge restrict roller coaster even longer.
And I got the idea for green smoothies from this book. Well, not originally, but when I went through like my second green smoothie phase, I love this book. book, The Beauty Detox Solution. I read it right before my first pregnancy, and this book will scare you away from eating any food besides fruit and vegetables. It's pretty extreme, but I still take inspiration from the green smoothie recipe in here. I don't follow it exactly.
Yikes. Hell no. Any diet that scares you is a major red flag. As is a diet that helps you essentially diet during pregnancy. What the actual? Undernutrition during pregnancy can lead to a series of health complications for baby, including low birth weight, preterm delivery, difficulty breastfeeding, increased risk of chronic disease later on in life, and it may also stunt brain development. In short, pregnancy is never the time to go on a diet. Hard stop.
I'm gonna throw in a banana, and then I always do one more piece of fruit. I'm gonna do a pear today. Sometimes I do an apple. So the recipe is enough to make like almost 2 full smoothies.
That's not a lot. So while this smoothie is rich in fiber and micronutrients and has like a little bit of protein, it's only got 160 calories.
And that's it.
And could definitely use more protein, carbs, fat, and calories in general. This is a very small snack. Like, this is not a meal in my books. And if losing weight is one of Holly's goals, we actually have ample evidence suggesting that a high protein breakfast can support weight loss, as it helps to regulate appetite throughout the day by lowering our hunger hormone ghrelin and increasing our fullness hormone leptin. So if it were my smoothie, I would want to see some full-fat Greek yogurt in there, some nut butter, hemp hearts, soy or pea milk, or some silken tofu.
If the green smoothie isn't enough to make me feel full, then I'll usually have like a handful of this keto cereal, Catalina Crunch, or a piece of gluten-free toast.
So yeah, no, this is not going to keep you full. And there is a little protein boost in the cereal, like about 11 grams. Not so much on the toast front, since gluten-free breads tend to have less protein than conventional breads. So just about like a gram per slice. Also, these additions are still pretty low calorie, even in combination with the smoothie. Like max, we're looking at a 250 calorie meal. So yeah.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
I would love to see some nut butter and seeds on the toast and some milk, banana, and berries added to the cereal. She could even do my little hack of mixing some protein powder into the milk to just boost that up as well.
So before I finish my smoothie, I'm going to do my supplements. I already took a probiotic. I also take iron because I'm anemic. I take NADH for energy. I take flaxseed oil, vitamin D because I'm low vitamin D, DHEA, this helps keep your hormones in check, folate for like female health, Dong Quai also for female health, magnesium because my psychic said so, and also vitamin C.
PSA, folks. Psychics are not dietitians. But anyway, lots to unpack here, so I'm gonna try to be succinct. Obviously, probiotics have some benefits for gut health, but considering that Holly is struggling with bloating, it's important to keep in mind that depending on the cause of the bloating, some probiotic strains may actually make things worse. Generally speaking, research suggests that multi-strain probiotics that contain lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains may be the best bet for persistent bloating, but you definitely want to work with a registered dietitian to determine what is the best strain or multi-strain for you. As for vitamin C, folate, and magnesium, unless there's a unique health concern, supplementation is generally not needed for the general population if you're consuming a varied diet. So for example, you can easily meet your daily recommendation for vitamin C from eating just like 1 orange or half a bell pepper. Folate is key to supplement during pregnancy, but otherwise it's found in abundance in things like whole grains, dark leafy greens, legumes, nuts, seeds, and some fruits. However, we do have some research to suggest that magnesium may help to combat bloating and water retention, especially during that time of the month. And it may also help to relieve mild constipation. So from that perspective, taking a supplement may help to ease any bloating or digestive digestive issues that Holly may be struggling with. It's also important to note that there are several types of magnesium that serve different functions, but most of the research suggests that magnesium hydroxide, sulfate, and citrate may be most effective for digestive distress. And on the topic of vitamin C, considering that Holly did mention she's anemic, we would want to make sure that we're pairing those iron-rich foods that we are getting with a food source of vitamin C, as this is going to help to enhance the iron absorption. The only other thing that we would maybe need to keep in mind here is that calcium can inhibit the absorption of iron. So when taking those iron supplements, we just want to avoid consuming any calcium-rich foods like a lot of spinach or dairy at the same time. As for DHEA, we do have some evidence to suggest that supplementation may support sexual function and fertility, but we only really see this in folks with low DHEA levels. In other words, most young, healthy individuals with normal DHEA levels do not necessarily need to supplement with more. Now, moving on to NADH and Dong Quai, the evidence here is definitely pretty pathetic. NADH is promoted as helping a wide range of ailments, but we really only have a small study to support its use with chronic fatigue syndrome, and the results were mostly anecdotal and not clinically significant. Likewise, one small study suggested that Dong Quai may help to ease menstrual cramps, but the results were also not significant, and 54% of participants still needed painkillers. So, I mean, if it helps her, it's worth a try, but it also might not. Lastly, vitamin D supplementation is generally best practice, especially if you're not getting enough from the sun or from food. So flaxseed oil can be a great way to get your omega-3s if you don't already obtain them from things like fatty fish, walnuts, flaxseed, and chia seeds. But keep in mind that flax oil supplies ALA omega-3s, which have a poor conversion factor to EPA and DHA, which are the biologically active forms. So all in all, supplementation is highly individualized and will depend on the intended use and diet. But it's super important to speak to your family doctor or dietitian and not a psychic, just saying, to help you choose the right supplement for you.
So for lunch, I'm just gonna make like a 2-egg scramble with some chili lime Cholula and organic tortilla, make a little breakfast burrito type thingy. I would usually like saute some onions or peppers too, but I don't have them today, so we're gonna do it simple style.
Okay, I am glad we're getting some protein in the eggs, but it's still not seeming like a lot, only 15 grams. And while Holly didn't have any peppers or onions to like throw in, she could opt to add some of the spinach that she was using in the smoothie or have some fruit on the side for some fiber. I also would love to see some extra fat here, and if she had an avocado, it could totally do double duty as fiber and fat too.
I'm still drinking lemon water. I try and do about a gallon a day, so getting some in with lunch.
Do you need to drink a gallon of water a day to stay hydrated? No, you don't. So while it is definitely important to stay hydrated throughout the day, our hydration needs are highly individualized and will often fluctuate based on climate, perspiration, activity level, and diet. And the best way to assess your hydration status is by taking a peek in the toilet.
Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet.
So ideally, a light yellow, kind of lemonade-like color is a really good indicator that you are solidly hydrated. Most of us are just like too damn busy to need to pee every 10 minutes or so you don't need to overdo it. Also, the thought of drinking a gallon of lemon water hurts my sensitive teeth. My dentist would not approve.
For a snack, I usually want a snack when I'm on the go, so I have one of these split packs in my purse.
Or a Kind bar.
I think that these are both really great on-the-go snack options with a good balance of some protein, fat, and fiber, and I love that they're portable enough that you can just keep in your bag for like anytime you get hangry.
When I'm eating with my kids and they're eating something that's protein and vegetable based for dinner, I'll join them and have what they're having. Well, I always join them, but I'll have the same thing they're having. If not, if they're eating like mac and cheese or quesadillas or something that's a little more carb heavy, I usually just have like a Amy's vegan frozen burrito or like a lean cuisine or something like that, so I can at least keep like my protein and my carbs in check.
I get that dieting can be really really hard when you've got a family who don't have the same goals as you. So I understand the temptation to eat a completely different meal as your kids when their mac and cheese or their pizza doesn't fit into your plan. But I just want to remind everyone at home with kids or who may be thinking about having kids that they are always watching. There's a reason why kids start dieting by like 7 or 8 years old. Monkey see, monkey do. And when they see us skip the bun or call ourselves bad for having a slice of cake, they internalize it. They emulate it. They learn that carbs are bad and they must be bad for eating them. So I urge parents to find ways to make family dinner fit into their plan. So have the mac and cheese with some sauteed vegetables. Have the pizza with a salad on the side. Please try not to be sitting there eating the lean cuisine all by yourself.
What, so I gotta sit here and eat dessert alone like I'm Steven Glansberg?
And if I'm going with like the Kimberly Snyder diet advice, I usually try and not do a starch and a protein within the same meal, just because, I mean, actually, to tell you the truth, I don't stick with that very often. I was just thinking about the burritos and the lean cuisines and stuff like that. So for easier digestion, you're supposed to kind of keep your starches and your proteins separate.
Here we go again. I guess you can count on a book titled The Beauty Detox to peddle a lot of bogus food combining rules. So as I discuss in my video right here, basically the ass backwards theory behind food combining is that eating protein and starches together puts too much strain on our digestive system, causing a traffic jam. So eating them separately will give our digestive system a break. But does our digestive system even need a break? No. I mean, our digestive system is a sophisticated, well-oiled machine that's able to multitask the digestion and absorption of different nutrients from a variety of different foods and release the right cocktail of enzymes to do so. Plus, there's zero evidence to support the theory behind food combining, which explains why it's exactly just that. It's just a theory. So kudos to Holly for like ditching this stupid diet rule and just enjoying the damn mashed potatoes at dinner.
This is what it looks like. I've got it all plated up on my Marie Antoinette plate.
This dinner looks awesome and is perfectly balanced with healthy fats and protein from the salmon, which also has lots of iron, carbs from the mashed potatoes, and fiber and micronutrients from the broccoli. I also want to note that if salmon and other fatty fish is a mainstay in like your regular diet, then there's likely no need for the flax oil supplement on top, especially because the omega-3s in salmon, EPA and DHA, are more biologically active than the ALA in the flax.
It's usually one of three things. It's either like a handful of this Catalina Crunch. I love the fruit flavor. I love like the chocolatey flavors and the cinnamon flavor, but the fruit flavor to me tastes like Trix or Fruit Loops, so I love a handful of these. Or the Catalina Crunch Oreo cookies. I'll have one of those. I like the mint ones too. I freeze them. Or I'll have like a fruit bar, and these do have sugar in it. It's hard to find a bar that's strictly just fruit, but
if Holly likes these desserts, great. But I also just have to call out that these are all pretty restrained, low-calorie desserts. And given that we are seeing a pretty low-calorie day overall, restricting one's fun food to like a single low-sugar keto cookie or a handful of keto cereal feels unnecessarily rigid. So while I like that Holly is flexible when it comes to ditching some of those diet rules like food combining, I would love to see less focus on lemon water and detox smoothies and demonizing a 40-calorie fruit bar because it has sugar in it, and more on just eating enough food to nourish and support her needs. With all that said, what are my overall thoughts on Holly's diet? It's just not enough. Without saying exact numbers, because ultimately it doesn't matter, let's just say she's consuming the equivalent of my 2-year-old son. It's very, very hard to meet your nutritional needs on so little food, which is likely why all of those supplements are having to be in rotation. But no supplement will give you energy, as Holly suggests. That's what the OG source of energy, food, is for. Calories from food. Calories from food is literally the definition of body energy, not a vitamin or micronutrient. These things can all support energy metabolism, but you still need to eat enough food. And while I appreciate that Holly is relatively flexible in terms of not strictly following the diet advice housed in that beauty detox book, there still seems to be a tendency towards following a very restrictive diet. Interestingly, Holly mentioned in the video that she was dealing with bloating, and as I discussed in my video right here, undereating is actually one of the top reasons for bloating, as it essentially starves vital organs, causing them to atrophy and work less optimally, and it reduces our digestive outputs. This can naturally trigger a series of digestive issues, including poor gut motility, constipation, gas, and you guessed it, bloating. I've also got a whole video on gentle nutrition strategies to help relieve bloating, which you can watch right here. But all of my colleagues who work specifically in GI nutrition have told me that when people are under eating, just eating enough calories and making no other changes is often enough to drastically improve their digestion and bloat. So hopefully Holly gets the memo and 86 Ds, the detox diet book, in favor of fueling her body and gut for optimal health. So on that note, that's all that I have for you guys today. If you like this video, be sure to give it the thumbs up, leave me a comment below on who or what I should review next, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye!